Hey there, welcome back to episode 2 of Racetruck Diaries for the NASTruk, my former NASCAR truck that I will be road racing and whatnot. So, where are we at? Well, let's see. This is the old fuel tank that was in the truck. It only held 12 gallons. I actually have 2 of these. There's one in a box up there, and they are for sale. Price 2 for 1. So if you need a fuel tank, about a 12-gallon fuel tank, if you need 2 of them, I have them for sale. I'll send them to you. They've got pumps and everything. You can have everything that came with it for me because we have, boom, race legal Pyrotech 22-gallon fuel cell in the truck now. I'm going to insulate the sides. It fits a little more loose than what I was initially expecting, but it dropped in perfectly, which was great. So I will be I'll put some rubber isolators in there to kind of snug it in and then build some hold downs for it and get it plumbed, and we'll be back in action. We also have a new fuel pump that's inside the tank on this, and it's going to provide plenty of juice. I'm also going to move the battery probably over to the passenger side. There's some cool compartments inside the wheel wells. Inside here, these are battery compartments, and they open up into the cab with rubber lined holes. And so there's one on the other side. I'll put the battery over there. That'll help balance weight when I'm driving by myself. And then it'll plumb right straight into the cab. And so I'll eliminate a bunch of this mess and like 4 feet of cabling that won't have to come to the back of the truck. So that'll be super nice. I like my wiring to be pretty clean. So I'm pretty excited about that. This fuel cell showed up in plenty of time. It was actually a lot faster than what I thought. And it was the least expensive option to still have an FIA approved cell, which is not really necessary everywhere, but I wanted to make sure that this truck is being put together in a way that it'll pass tech at any event, anytime, anywhere that I take it, so that I don't ever have any problems trying to race an event. That's why I'm building it this way. I need to get my fire suppression plumbed in, and then of course do a lot of cleanup in the interior. I'm going to get rid of this carbon fiber panel here and go full aluminum. And then I'm going to do some repairs to the dash because it's all chopped up into different pieces and I really don't like it. So I'm going to fix that as well. I also got a fuel level sender from Holley. I got the harness to plug into my 7-inch dash. I got a USB mounted GPS for the digital dash that I run, the 7-inch dash, so I'll be able to have GPS. I'm working on getting a mechanical GPS based off of the transmission. I was going to put one on the pinion, but I have a differential fluid pump that is driven by a pulley off of the pinion, so I can't put the gear set there in order to get pinion RPM to be converted into speed. I can't run that on this, but I may be able to tie into the transmission. Let's see what else. I'm working on fresh brakes. Apparently this truck, decoding the serial number for this truck is kind of a challenge. It's a Laughlin Race Products. Let's grab this flashlight and see if we can show you the serial number. It's a Laughlin Race Products chassis, LRP, and they are out of business. They've been out of business for a while. So there's a chassis number right there, if you can see it in the video. And either this 04 at the front or the 97 is the year that this chassis was built. I'm not quite sure on that. But I think it's a 97 because they're telling me that the rotor part numbers that I have on this truck are from the 90s and they don't make them anymore, or they can't find them. Not even Brembo in Italy can tell me what rotors these are and replacements. So we're going to just go with all new. I'll keep my calipers, I'll rebuild them, but I'll go with new rotors and new pads. I am shopping for new wheels. I really like the fatties. The some people call them balloon tires. You know, I love the 15s and the fat slicks, but that's not a good setup for some of the types of racing that I'm going to do. I need to have a DOT tire, and I need to have a 200 tread wear tire. So I think we're going to have to bump up to some 18-inch wheels to get better tire options for the types of racing that I want to do. I also have to put a spare in the truck. Luckily, I drive a pickup truck, so there's plenty of room, so I can put a spare in there. So if you have any wheel options, it's a 5x5 bolt pattern. I need to figure out spacing and all that. I don't know what tire I'm going to run yet. I want to get as much traction as I can, so it's going to be at least a 305, which is a 12-inch wide tire. These are 27 by 12 15s, these Goodyear slicks. So at least a 305 tire. I may try to bump all the way up to a 335 if I can fit it. There's some good options in that size for an 18-inch wheel. So I got to measure back spacing and all that, and then find wheels that can fit with these studs, because these are a little bit bigger studs. Then find lug nuts that will fit with that. It's going to be a whole process. So we'll see. I got a couple months to get that done. I did register for the Big Bend Open Road Race. However, I am on a wait list. There are over 160 entries. I guess they accept 160, and then everyone else gets put on a wait list. I don't know that I will come off of that wait list, so I am looking into other events, one of which is the Chihuahua Express in Chihuahua, Mexico, which is the same time as the Big Bend Open Road Race, and it's 1,000 miles of racing roughly. It's a special stage and transits, so there's, it's stage rally, road rally type stuff. But one of the requirements is that the vehicle has to be registered on the street. So this truck is going to become a second-gen Dodge Ram. And I'm picking up a body for that. I'm picking up an entire truck for that in order to move some parts over and make that happen. So this will be a street legal race truck, and I will be able to race it in that event or the Targa, Texas, which is put on by SCCA, which is also during my days off that I'd like to enter as well. But again, the requirements are that I have to run a 200 tread wear tire, and I have to be able to legally drive it on the street. So I got to make those things happen. I was planning on doing that anyway, but it's going to be a lot sooner than what I originally planned, like by 2 months. Like I have to get it done in 2 months. So that's going to be sweet. I can't wait. It's going to be rad. I got to put a second seat in the truck, so I'm going to figure that out. I was originally going to do a pour in this Kirky seat and just do a foam pour for that. But I think I may just go ahead and buy the Momo seat that I test fit at Summit. I may just go ahead and pick that up because my passenger seat will probably end up being a Momo as well. There are a couple here locally that are used but affordable, and they're bigger. So some of the people that might ride in this truck will be able to fit. And then both seats hopefully will have the same mounting setup to where I can just move them one side to the other. If we have to switch to a different driver and we're not in a time crunch, I can just move the whole seat over one way or the other in order to satisfy the rules of some of these races that require 2 people in the truck. So lots going on. Racetruck Diaries, this is awesome. I love doing it. There's a lot to learn, and like I said, I'm building this truck so that it will be race legal anywhere I want to take it. So there's a lot of expensive, high dollar safety parts and things like that, which is always good. You don't want to skimp on any of that stuff, but I'm trying not to cut any corners on this truck and do it all right the first time, so I don't have to constantly redo it anytime I want to go racing. Thanks for watching. Thanks for following along. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say, so bye.